In September of 1972, my father's elder brother was pulled out of his car in Uganda for questioning. It was clear that he was in real and immediate danger. At the last possible second, he was pulled out of the lineup by a football teammate of his younger brother. My family left Uganda shortly thereafter, and like so many others, we lost everything. Today, as we look around, many people in the world are facing similar hardship. In this case, it's a virus, not a brutal dictator, but it still looks pretty grim. These times are unprecedented because of the global impact that we're facing. But they're not unprecedented in terms of suffering and hardship. In the past, many people have suffered from disease. Families have lost everything, and communities have been completely wiped out and had to rebuild. Our own history contains a number of examples. Imam Nizar, when he fled Fatimid Cairo, the destruction of Alamut by the Mongols, the bubonic plague in the time of Maulana Sultan Muhammad Shah, when Idi Amin forced many of our families from Uganda, and when the Soviets wreaked absolute havoc on our Jamaat in Afghanistan. Each of these periods was filled with darkness and difficulty. But each time, working together, the Jamaat emerged united and more capable. With some bravado, I might say historically, our community eats adversity for breakfast. But what's so unique about our community? What distinguishes us? It's our belief in the Imam of the time. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said, "Ana Madinat al-ilm wa Aliyun babuha." I am the city of knowledge, and Ali is the gate. What kind of gate are we talking about? The type that opens up a new path, a new opportunity, a gate that shows us something that we might not be able to see for ourselves, something that gives us hope. Surah 2, Ayat 286 tells us, Allah never burdens a soul with more than it can bear. Allah never burdens a soul with more than it can bear. So we have reason for hope, even if we can't see it. The Holy Quran tells us that man is Ashraf al-Makhluqat, the most noble of God's creation. But what is it that makes us noble? Intellect, pure and simple. But today we might feel powerless, but our God-given intellect can give us tremendous amounts of power in this situation. So what kind of power does our intellect give us? Scientists have shown that if they know everything about you, everything, your education, your economics, your history, your job, they only have a 1 in 10 chance of predicting how your life will turn out. Why is that? It's because our choices, rather than our circumstances, actually determine 90% of our outcome. Regardless of the hand we're dealt, our intellect gives us a great deal of power. Now, on top of that, we also have our Imam's love and guidance. If we look for the gate that our Imam provides us, and we choose to walk through that gate, we will find a better way. Now, if we follow the Imam's guidance and we use our intellect, then I'm certain that the outcomes for ourselves, our families, and our communities will be dramatically better. In this way, you can see that it's our choices that give us great power. In our lives, we often face situations that are black and white, clear and simple. Right and wrong is right there staring us in the face. But other times, it isn't clear. And yet, we're still forced to make a choice. There's an author named James Cleary that has said, every choice you make is a vote for the person you want to be. I like that. But it brings up the question of what type of people do we want to be? And the answer for this goes back to our ethics and our values, which make up such a large part of the guidance that our Imam gives us. Tonight is the night for all of us to decide, who do we want to be? So what can we do? I believe that something we already do almost every day might hold the key for what we need. Inshallah. What does it mean? God willing, of course. But let's be honest, sometimes we use it as an excuse. Imagine the situation. You're talking to somebody. Oh, we must get together. What do you reply? Inshallah, which basically means what? Not likely to happen. I'd like to see if we can take inshallah, which we already use, and convert it into a framework to guide our choices. Now, how do we do that? First, when we say inshallah, we can start by trusting in God and the continuous guidance that He's provided us. Second, we can take the time and make the effort to strengthen ourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. Many of us are finding, for the first time in a really long time, that we actually have time. How do we plan to use this time? Now, third, we can use our newly strengthened spirit, mind, and body to search for the right path, to serve the greater good, and to figure out what to do to make the future better and brighter. Finally, we can act with enthusiasm, passion, and patience in the service of God's will. Inshallah, instead of being an excuse, can remind us not to wait passively for God's will to happen to us, but to actively struggle to help bring God's will to life in all the things within our power. There's an Arab proverb that says, trust in God, but tie your camel. Tying your camel is the real power. This is the power of our choice to serve God's will. Based on our own history, I firmly believe that we're going to be okay. There are days when I don't feel it. There are days when I'm scared. But ultimately, I trust that He knows best. If I look to my own family and all of our own struggles over the last decades, my mother and my late father always had a sense of confidence that no matter what, things would work out for the best. And it wasn't until very recently, in times of great uncertainty and turmoil, that I began to understand their feelings and even to share them. What I've come to realize is that the attitude and action required to consistently achieve balance and better outcomes rests on a tripod made up of three things. 1, faith in God and a higher purpose. 2, trust in the Imam's continuing guidance. And 3, the willingness to struggle, to think, and take positive action to create a better tomorrow. I hope and pray during this holy month that all of my brothers and sisters around the world can feel this same sense of security and purpose during this very challenging time. Hopefully, that will enable all of us to continue to do what we've been doing as a community under the guidance of our Imam for the last 1400 years. And that is, 1, to take the best of our tradition, to add to it the best of modernity, and create a better future for all of us. Ramadan Kareem to all of you. Thank you, and Ya Ali Madad.